Okay, this is what we found. Not sure how well that shows up. A shitload of metal, shards, flakes, and shavings all through the pan. And the magnet's telling me it's steel. It's not aluminum. So this is a bearing. A big one somewhere. I'm thinking somebody has drove this thing with no oil in it or something along those lines. What I believed was the problem was these. These are plastic. These are the guides that manipulate the chain. They hold it in line and everything. It's not uncommon for these plastic suckers to just fracture, especially around where the bolt holds it in. I see it in winter a lot, so I'm guessing when it's very, very cold, these get more brittle. But the chain looks all right. That's the lower one. That's for the balancing shafts on the bottom. The upper chain has some wear to it. It's got some miles on it, but the guides are intact. These are the larger guides. And this one actually moves here. It's supposed to. At the bottom is a tensioner that's sort of hydraulic and springed against the bottom to where it levers against the chain to keep it tight. The chain being about wore out, well, worn badly, put it that way. And a little slack in it suggested it was those, but those are not broken, and those wouldn't give me steel shavings into the pan. What happens sometimes on this particular engine, if you can see it, this little wire looking deal sticking out here, that's not wire. That's an oiler. And normally it sort of pisses oil right on that cog where the timing chain comes down. And when the timing chain gets loose enough that the tensioner takes up the slack and it goes over and sort of rubs on that and causes issues. But there's 3/8 of an inch or so gap between them, so it ain't that bad tension wise. So that's not the issue. Inside of it, somewhere on the cans, nothing stands out. The cylinders themselves have decent compression, so it wasn't run without water or any of that to burn them. None of the valves are backfiring. No popping out the exhaust or out the intake, so. And the noise is in the front here, the chatter, which, like I said, that's what led me to believe it was your timing chain guides just fractured. But all that steel in the pan, and me pulling a lot of that out of the draw tube for the oil pump, all that says this engine's got a rod fucked up in it. And given what it costs to take that head off, replace the crank, well, I have to pull the engine to do it, but to replace the crank and a rod, or even the machine shop's end of it, and then put it all back together, that's not an easy thing. It's way more practical and cheaper just to get a used motor out of a salvage yard that's working in good shape and drop it in and go. So that's most likely the best game plan. Also, I might be able to help with this hickey you got on the corner here. That's busted loose. The fender caved in. I can at least wire that up for you. Maybe do a pull and drag out some of that dent. But, all right, that's where we are.